Firefly, huh? A bit of a weird one this is. This reveal that Firefly and Sam are one and the same, because it further muddies a question that was brought up in 2.0 and never addressed in 2.1. Who is the one who betrayed Firefly? Who is Mecha?
Why did you... This isn't what we agreed on.
Who forced her to go that way? Mecha? What an intriguing statement. I recall the Bloodhound family is pursuing a criminal, a tall male in silver armor. Based on these fragmented pieces of information, it seems Firefly's companion betrayed her halfway and trapped her alone in this room, disappearing without a trace. Why?
While originally I thought it was Sam attempting to save Firefly who wanted to sacrifice herself to the meme, ultimately, clearly we can see this is not the case. But before we delve into that, I did just want to quickly reiterate the role she played in 2.1, because even that raises a bunch of questions. There's a lot of unknowns with this bitch, is what I'm trying to get at. So the short of it is, Firefly purposefully died to the meme to get to the land of exile. Apparently, she did get there, returned to the memory zone, squared off with Acheron, and then later popped right back up at the end of the quest to reveal to the Trailblazer her true identity. So to start, I'm sure we all agree that Firefly died to the meme on purpose to get to the land of exile, similar to how aventurine provoked Acheron into killing himself to get to the land of exile. Firefly was simply ahead of the curve on this one and realized much sooner than aventurine, or really anyone else, that she needed to die in a way that broke the barrier to get to this arduous abyss of secrets outside the, well, barrier. However, it's mere moments after this that baffling things start to occur, such as how did she come back so fucking quickly? Look, the way Acheron was gassing up the journey that lay ahead for aventurine, you'd think he was mere seconds away from squaring off with the Might of Olympus, or some other shit like that. The Might of Celestis.
Unless someone goes to the other side of the barrier and lives to tell the tale.
Someone who survived the treacherous depths.
Your prize is an entry ticket into that deep sea. And after this, whether you can return from the abyss is another gamble of yours. Wake up from this dream and go to where you should be. Your gamble is not over yet.
So how then, when Firefly supposedly traversed these hostile lands, did she manage to return to the memory zone in about 4 minutes flat? It was literally about 4 minutes from when she died and when we found our first charred remains. What the fuck was she doing when she came back? When she came back, she just started killing everything in sight, eventually tracing her steps back to where she, well, supposedly died. I suppose you could chalk up her returning from the land of exile as her being the stellaron hunter Sam, a badass killing machine who was bred to, well, kill. But even then, 4 minutes? That bitch is a prodigy, I guess. She managed to avoid the dangers, find the truth despite not knowing what she was supposed to be looking for, and then return in an extremely timely manner. The way aventurine described what the world was like outside the barrier made it seem epic in nature.
This dream of theirs isn't a boundless sea. It's a lonely island. The family used the Harmony to build a high wall and isolate them from the vast and treacherous ocean of the outside world. That barrier they built keeps death out, but it also keeps the secrets that are lost in that watery abyss from floating to the surface.
This is why earlier Acheron stated aventurine's gamble still isn't over. It seems like returning from these hostile lands in and of itself is an accomplishment, but to do so in the time span that Firefly did it, she's clearly a force to be reckoned with. This is, of course, barring there's some weird time dilation thing going on here, where like an hour in the fucking land of exile is just like a minute in the rest of the dreamscape. Or as soon as you pop up to the land of exile, you see the truth, and it's something like, I don't know, you see like Sunday's fucking rotting corpse and Robin's, and you're like, oh my god. Everyone in the dreamscape, this is Invasion of the Body Snatchers, or just like something like that. As to the point of Firefly randomly killing monsters as soon as she came back, we might know the answer thanks to 2.1. At the end of the quest, Firefly says this to us.
I originally planned on showing up earlier to reveal some truths to you. But I encountered more roadblocks than expected. 11 times I've tried, but ended in failure. Before I knew it, this world and I became too intertwined, and it became too difficult to escape the constraints of the script.
So originally, I interpreted this as Firefly failed at doing something that prevented her from revealing the truth to us. I thought she failed at dying to get to the land of exile due to her inability to dream, whereas a lot of people have stated her trying to tell us the truth 11 times but failing was actually what she meant. I also want to point out the number 11 is interesting. It doesn't seem like a coincidence given the 11th tarot card is justice representing truths, which just so happens to be the one thing Firefly can't spill due to the, well, script, or just more generally, it just seems to be her whole fucking gimmick.
How do you intend to pull them off the stage?
All we have to do is present the truth, and they will naturally reciprocate.
But back to my earlier point of confusion, I'm a simple-minded fella. How did she fail 11 times at telling us the truth? I only count one. Right after she came back from the land of exile, she started slaying monsters in what appeared to be a bid to lure out the Trailblazer and friends, where she would then fight them. But according to Acheron's assessment of things, Firefly wasn't taking this fight seriously and had ulterior motives.
I've seen many clever disguises that can conceal appearances, but they can never cover up who a person really is. And you're no different. You had no desire to kill the Trailblazer. You only did what you did to drive me and the Memo Keeper away, but why?
I can only presume that attempting to isolate the Trailblazer was her first try at revealing the truth to us, but fate had other plans. As for the other 10 attempts, I couldn't tell you. Maybe we'll get a flashback sequence in 2.3 where we see everything play out again in 2.2, but from her POV, where it's just her repeatedly trying to get close to us, but fails for one reason or the other. In any case, she then just manages to snatch us away right at the end via unknown memes, and then shows us all that she is. Another thing that confuses me regarding this debacle is that if Firefly is indeed who aventurine and acheron we're talking about here,
Unless someone goes to the other side of the barrier and lives to tell the tale.
Someone already has. I got the idea early on, chewing on that masked fool's little hint. If a mute isn't someone who cannot make a sound, then it has to be someone who cannot speak. Someone who survived the treacherous depths, but is unable to take the stage and speak the truth. Well, I'm happy to know she's safe and sound, and still on Penacony.
then why did Sparkle say aventurine would never find her again?
Let me tell you something. There were 2 mutes, but one is dead now, and the other, though he's still in Penacony, I'm afraid you'll never find him again.
He literally found her when she fought Acheron. He was watching the whole time.
When I first saw the ranger and the hunter together, my heart skipped a beat.
This phrasing by Sparkle makes it seem as if Firefly is in the fucking sunken place, when in actuality, we've seen her in the memory zone, of which aventurine also saw, and finally, I think this is the gallery of thoughts right at the very end? So how will he never be able to find her again? Also, she can't be the dead one, because clearly she isn't fucking dead, and aventurine later said she's safe and sound on Penacony. So how will he never be able to find her again, unless she's operating under the assumption that aventurine didn't know Firefly was Sam, which, sure, bro. He already has found her, and will most likely do so again in the future, so I'm a bit confused as to what Sparkle means here. Finally, there's also the thing of Firefly's reveal as Sam. Given Firefly and Sam are one and the same, it begs the question, who's this mecha she called out to moments before her death? It's hinted at this mecha was also the same person who betrayed Firefly by trapping her in the room. However, this obviously raises some issues. Barring there are 2 mechas on Penacony, she herself is Sam, so then who's the unknown second party? I've seen some say she may have been acting to fool Black Swan. I mean, I guess that's about the only explanation that would even remotely make sense, even if it is a bit fanatical. There is, however, another angle to consider here, and it's, what if she is in fact working with someone who took the appearance of a mecha? And one of the most puzzling things regarding her death was how it was done. She died in a controlled manner to the meme. This is despite the fact that we've been told many times the meme strikes without rhyme or rhythm. That is until the very last scene of the game, where we learn there is indeed someone who happens to be able to control when the meme arrives, and who it kills. This person also happens to be someone who's currently altering their appearance, and is capable of doing so. The thing calling itself Gallagher is the only one from who we've seen so far who can control the actions of the meme, so did he do so here then by forcing the meme to appear, ignore Black Swan, Acheron, and the Trailblazer, kill Firefly, and then make it simply vanish? It's too early to say, but given the controlled actions of the meme here, and the fact that he can control the meme, I thought it was worth bringing up. Furthermore, none of this diminishes his spiel about Firefly here to us, given nothing he says can be trusted. Following the reveal, he's a follower of Enigmata. In any case, Black Swan's suggestion that the mastermind needed verifying about something leads me to lean towards it wasn't Gallagher, seeing as, I mean, Gallagher seems to know everything that's going on, but who knows. I mean, look, at the end of the day, maybe Firefly is just gigantic brained. Huh. Yeah, maybe that's it.